Hello, beautiful people. Today is Friday, April 9th. So two things happened today that I want to just talk about really quick. The first thing is, I don't know how many of you can relate to this, but when somebody says like, hey, I want to talk to you about something later, automatically this like Rolodex goes off in my mind of like, uh-oh, what did I do? Like in replaying, did I miss something? Did I say something I shouldn't have? Forget to do something I was supposed to do? And it reminds me of that, like, you know, that thing you see on TV where it's like, whenever your girl says we need to talk, it's a problem. But it doesn't matter who it is, like, and what makes it worse is if they're like, let's talk later. I'm like, oh man, let's just do it now, like, because I know I'm gonna be thinking about it and wondering and like trying to figure out what it is that I did wrong that I'm about to get in trouble for. And I asked my pastor about this a while ago or I don't know if I asked him, I think I just tweeted about it, and he reached out to me because he was like, you got to work on this. I think a big part of it is that when I talked before about like anticipating something going wrong or anticipating bad news, and it was actually really good news, but my go-to was to prepare myself, like to brace myself, you know, like, I don't know, but I don't like that, you know, and I need to really work on that, because even that is indicative of like just thinking the worst case scenario, or just an expectation of something, maybe not necessarily going wrong, but I don't know, just like a low expectation. I actually saw this post a little while ago. What if it does work out exactly how you imagined or greater? Entertain that thought. If there is something I've been asking God for or desiring, God knows. And if he says no, I have to trust that he has something better in store. It's not because he's a tyrant. It's not because he just gets pleasure out of me being upset or disappointed. Like, he has the very best in store for me. And I may think I know what's best for me, but I don't. And I can look back on my life and think of times when I was making choices that I thought were good choices, and now I'll be like, I would never have done that, or I would do it totally different. But God doesn't need that learning curve. Like, he knows at every second of every day, of every year, of every millennia, what the right choice is. And so when he says no, it's because he's got a better thing in store for me. And I have to hold on to that, you know? And I think that is a reoccurring thing in this season when it comes to my job, when it comes to being single, when it comes to finances, when it comes to so many different things that I'm like, oh, if I could just be this, or oh, I'm looking forward to this. And it's like, okay, sis, but at the end of the day, you have to trust God. Like, and you can't get so wrapped up or concerned in what could go wrong, or what if this doesn't work out. But it's this constant place of really loosening the reins that I hold over the life that I'm living, and saying, God, you got this. Like, help me just walk in obedience. Help me stay focused on what you're doing and what you're saying, and trust you to just trust you, you know? Seasons can be full of like good and bad, right? Like, last year, 2020, was rough for a lot of reasons. I think I probably cried more in 2020 than I did in like the 2 or 3 years prior. In all honesty, like, 2020 was hard in general. We had a pandemic. We were shut down. It was hard to get places, hard to see family, hard to get groceries sometimes, hard to keep water in the house. Like, so many uncertainties, so many things going on. Other people getting sick, so many celebrity deaths, right? So much was going on. We had election stuff. Like, it was so much racial issues, all these different things that were going on in 2020. On top of that, personal lives. Like, it's so crazy because we can have all these things that universally we share as problematic, or a large group of us share as problematic, but then there's people's personal issues, right? So you're dealing with everything else that's going on in the world, and then whatever's going on in your own life. So like, the pandemic was a challenge. There were so many challenges last year on a global scale, but then on a personal scale. And then there were things that I was surprised by, like things that I thought were great opportunities. Like, in one season you can get some of what you think is the best news of your life, and some of what you think is like the worst news, you know? It's just so crazy. There's just song my sister, my mom, and I were listening to. Oh, it's called Up Down. It's by The Ambassador. It's from an album called Stop the Funeral. And essentially, he's just talking about seasons and how he talks about you can be up or you can be down. Like, the key is to stay focused on God and to trust God throughout every season. But how, like, life happens. You know, there are challenging seasons. There are seasons that are a little bit, there's a little bit of more of an ease to them, or I don't know, you're not, you know, it doesn't feel as much external pressure. But yeah, I don't know. I just think about, when I think about last year and even this year so far, like, we're in month 4 and it's already been a wild year, y'all. Like, my prayers have been more so, Lord, let me be detached from all these external situations and consumed by and focus on you, because things around me are changing always. Like, life is roller coastery sometimes, you know? And I never liked roller coasters.
On behalf of management, we apologize for the abrupt ending to this video. Due to the length of the original video, management has decided to break this video up into 2 parts. We apologize for any inconvenience this may have caused you, and look forward to experiencing part 2 with you. Thank you, and have a nice day.